Hi everyone, welcome to Activity 5, Learning to Research. You're going to be learning about doing bibliographies and finding primary and secondary sources today. So for the Minds On activity, we're looking at Step 2, Investigation. Now remember, Step 1 was figuring out what your question was going to be. So determining your topic and identifying your question. What is it that you're going to research? That becomes your thesis for whatever it is that you are investigating. The second step is to now begin that investigation, get some more information. So you're going to do that by exploring, investigating, communicating, and reflecting, and then processing the information. So you want to take a look at this graph, try and understand the difference between those 4 points. And then you're going to do an interactive activity where you learn about primary and secondary sources. And then when you're done, you're going to do a review by clicking here. So when you click on that, you're going to read this yellow box and then take whichever one of these blue categories fits. So a researcher wants to gather information from a large group of university students regarding their use of financial aid. So perhaps that's a focus group. So then you would click on there and click submit. And this one says we did not select the correct methodology. Oh, put it back. And then it's going to go on to a second question. So it's not the same question as before. So make sure you reread because it's going to jump to a new question. And then here, this one asks about experiments. So then you just keep clicking through, bringing the actual, the blue boxes down over the yellow and clicking submit until you figured out which ones are which. Now that's just a warm-up activity. You're going to then learn about bias. And then here you're going to watch a video where it talks about the moral bias that everybody carries with them, because there is already an inherent bias and you have to understand that so that when you're formulating your questions, you're doing your best not to bring in your own bias. You're also going to learn about how to detect bias. So reading this article, again, there's a secondary place to scroll here so that you can bring down that article. It's an embedded article. So you'll want to read through that. And then on the right again, you're going to scroll from the main tab, evaluating information for validity. So there's a video for you to watch, and then you're going to click the tabs to learn about the 5 criteria. When you're done, a quiz button is going to appear on the right-hand side here. You'll click that quiz to make sure that you can test your knowledge. So as you work through each of these, once you've completed, the quiz pops up. As you can see, click on that. You'll be able to click and get started on your quiz. The action piece is using databases. This is where you're going to actually be putting together proper citations and understanding what it means to correctly cite your sources. So with databases, you have access to the open access journals and to ERIC, which is an Education Resource Information Center. When you're in university, you'll be using these regularly. So it's good to get used to that. And then you're also going to look at this referencing format guide. So this is quite useful. You may even want to print this. You may actually want to print this and keep this for future resources, because when you're in university, it'll be the same format that you'll be using. So this is your how to cite proper sources, and it gives you examples of periodicals, newspapers, websites, videos, books. So you want to make sure that you cite those correctly. And then there's also some websites that I've put here. BibMe, Citation Machine, Cite This For Me, EasyBib. Those are just different citation websites that help you. So you take what it is that the information you found, you input it, and it's going to create the citation for you in the proper format. There are supplementary resources for APA style. So if you want to read more about how to do APA style, you can click on OWL Purdue or EasyBib. The link's here. It's going to give you more background information. Again, this is the really standard stuff at university. If you don't use these when you're creating papers in university, it's an automatic fail because it is plagiarism. And we do apply those same rules in the 4U course. So you want to make sure that you're doing citations properly. Now try it. This first activity here is select a topic and then use a search engine to find a book. Once you've done that, you're actually going to move into the consolidation piece. Take the information that you learned from the same topic, list the topic, list the database that you went to find that information, and then do a book, journal article, and website citation. So you want to make sure you do proper format. Now, I've given you a step-by-step instruction here using citationmachine.net. There's a link there that will open that up, but EasyBib or OWL Purdue are both great sources as well. But for further instructions, I've walked you through step by step how to use citation machines, so you may want to give that a shot. I've got it all outlined for you, 6 basic steps. And then when you finish doing that for the 3 types, book, journal, article, and website for your topic and your database, then you're going to save that as a PDF or as a Word file and submit it as Activity 5. Good luck.